Hi, I'm Mary Wollstonecraft, and I was born in 1759 in London, England.
What was life like in the late 1700s?
Girls and women were expected to follow very traditional norms, and when I was young, I was expected to want to play with dolls, but I'd much rather climb trees when no one was looking.
Mary, get down from there.
Education was reserved for boys, and girls only went to school for a short time before they went home to learn the tasks that were expected of them to do for the rest of their lives from their mothers. When this became my fate, I was depressed and discouraged. I knew there was so much more out there to learn and discover, so I took it upon myself to keep learning through reading books. My time was a time of the Age of Enlightenment. The church had previously dictated everything, including education and curriculum, and it had been receiving some pushback at the time. I personally liked to learn outside of their traditional female curriculum and learn more about science. I soon met a friend, Fanny Blood, who also liked to read and learn more than the other girls and women our age.
Tell us more about Fanny.
Fanny's intelligence was masculine. That's a word that I reserve for women of sound judgment. I dreamed of being able to make enough money to just move out and live with her. I'd be content being her roommate and studying with her for the rest of my life. She was one who fueled my desire to publish A Vindication of the Rights of Women.
Who else inspired you to stand up for women's rights?
Certainly my sister Eliza. She struggled a lot after having her first baby, and I went to live with her for a time. It became very apparent to me that her marriage was not good. The biggest problem was that Eliza's husband practically owned her and the child. She could not leave and take her baby, as it was his property. This was outrageous to me. Eliza ended up leaving without her baby, leaving him in the care of her husband to escape the opposition and abuse that she faced there. This was an extremely hard choice for her.
What was your time like as a school teacher?
Because of my outspoken nature and progressive ideas, I secured a job at a school that was kind of unique. I was given a lot of freedom of what I taught and how I taught it. I had mostly female students, but a few male students as well. It was common at other schools to have a sort of rigid curriculum and harsh punishment for misbehaving. I focused more on the physical, spiritual, and moral welfare of my students. I was able to bring Fanny and my sisters with me to the school to be teachers as well, Fanny ultimately left the school knowing that she would have a much better life if she found a husband. Truly, finding a husband was the only way to support yourself and not live in poverty for the rest of your life. Unfortunately, Fanny, like so many others, died in childbirth. I was angry. She would not have had to get married if she would have been able to find something to support herself on her own. I made my opinion public, once again, writing Thoughts on the Education of Daughters.
How was it received?
Surprisingly, not that well. It was meant to be a guidebook for properly educating girls and women, and I included some traditional things in there, such as learning the duties of womanhood. I believe in a balance between things that women have a responsibility over and things that men have a responsibility over. For example, I'm not arguing that marriage is wrong. That would be absurd. But rather, I'm encouraging girls to continue their education and wait to get married until they understand more about the world around them. I do not wish for women to have power over men, but over themselves. I think it is useless to uphold the idea that women are fragile and should be decorated ornately, looking like some sort of prize. Education is key to rising above these things. Knowledge is power.
What other kinds of writings did you do?
I was fortunate to be able to work on a new kind of publication with a friend, Joseph Johnson. He was one who believed in my ideas and agreed with me on many things. He had created what they call a magazine to spread ideas and information to people. I was hired to review books, and he assigned me mostly fluffy novels that were sickening. It inspired me to write novels worth reading, so I did. In homage to my time as a school teacher, I also wrote a textbook, The Female Reader. It was the first compilation made for girls to study from. Many in your day know me as the mother of feminism. I was one of many who started the conversation about what women really are, rational beings, not just fragile ornaments that exist to reproduce and replenish the world. I was vocal and loud in these opinions, which ultimately gave me that title. I'm grateful for the ability I had to publish my books so that they might live on as a legacy of the things that I fought for. The end of my life unfortunately came due to complications of childbirth. I am glad that maternal mortality has been addressed and reduced in your day. I am proud of the rights, choices, and abilities that women have. To see so many women in higher education is incredible. May we all continue to stand for women, for men, for those of different races, for those who don't have money, for those who need love, and for every human being. I knew there was so much more out there to read.
And when you go to video, but...
Penny, I'm ready. You don't have to ask anything as interviewer. I'm on vacation every single day.
Do the one of you sewing a blanket?
Hey!
Penny, come here.
Penny, here.
I mean, you can't see her in it,
Throw the
honestly.
toy and it takes 30 seconds.